Welcome to gym class, students. I'm Marcus, your inspirational motivational speaker, aka Mr. Encouragement, aka. Alright, listen, I wanted to do something different with y'all today. I'm going to take y'all down a series of things and teach y'all some things that I actually teach to the youth in the public school systems that I travel into. And I'm going to show y'all some things here. I want y'all to get this right, because this is very helpful stuff. This is going to be a series and a collection of things that I want you to actually take your pens out and take some paper out. I like to say take a pen and pad out, because if I say take a paper out, you might take out one sheet and it's liable to get thrown away. So I'm saying take a pen and a pad out, because this is valuable knowledge, stuff that you would love to use. For those of you who are seeking to be something in life, for those of you who are seeking to be better versions of yourself this year and the next year. But I'm talking to those of you who are seeking to be just better versions of themselves. It's going to take some mind work, right, to get into this type of lifestyle that you're looking for. It's going to take some real mind work. But anyway, I want to show y'all a few things here, because there's a difference between psychological emotions and physical emotions, right? Let me explain real quick. Physical emotions are love that makes you marry somebody, anger that makes you fight somebody, hatred that makes you discriminate against somebody, temptation that makes you might want to steal or take from somebody. These are physical emotions, emotions that outwardly express themselves, right? But the difference between physical and psychological emotions is psychological emotions it don't affect someone else, like when you're loving or fighting somebody. That doesn't have an effect on somebody else. Psychological emotions has an effect on you. And I want to teach you some psychological, emotional type of things that can, I like to say, load your PTAs, because your PTAs determines your PMAs. Right here, your PTAs determines your PMAs, and your PTA is your positive thinking attributes, will determine your positive mental attitude, right? So you want to make sure that you're putting in the right positive thinking attributes, so that outwardly you express the positive mental attitude, because the thinking is inwardly, intrinsic. The attitude is extrinsic, outward expression. So I want to show you something here in this series. I'm going to teach you, and I like to call this series caveman thinking. Now, I'm not talking caveman like Neanderthals or monkey looking type people from the year one or something like that. I'm talking caveman thinking, because it was just the way it was spelled out. The series is going to take a course of maybe a week or two to get through it all. And the attribute, positive thinking attributes, when I looked at it, it's spelled caveman in a funky little way. It's spelled CAIVMEN, if you could see that. And we're going to go through the first one today. The first one is in our caveman thinking series. The first one will be confirmation. Confirmation. You get some. You learn. This is confirmation. Is positive thinking attributes. It's something that happens intrinsically, right? Confirming something, and you learn two skills. You learn two key skills from confirming, right? You learn the skill of listening. Very important in the business of communication and anything really. Listening, and you learn the skill of awareness. See, when you learn the skill of listening, confirming something, is what I always tell people to do. Speak words of encouragement today, right? But I'm telling you to speak words of encouragement to somebody else today, not to yourself. I'm telling you to speak words of encouragement today, because guess what happens, right? When you're confirming something for somebody, when you're confirming somebody else's dreams, when you're confirming somebody else's lifestyle, when you're confirming somebody else's point, or you're validating somebody else's point by confirming that you're listening to them, that's what happens. Your ears begin to open. You begin to listen to them, and you start to hear what they're actually saying. See, when you confirm something about somebody, your listening skills become more sharper, because it takes listening to actually to have to confirm something. See, to confirm something, you have to listen to it. And I'm telling you that when you're listening to somebody tell you about what they want to do, their life or their problems, and you're confirming by saying, yeah, I hear you, yes, and I understand. But when you just listen to them, right, you begin to notice some things. You begin to notice something about that person you never seen, or you begin to notice something about the surroundings that you've been in and you never noticed. You ever have a friend you probably been knowing for 2, 3, 4, or 5 years, and they tell you something, and for the first time you actually listen to them, and you say, wow, I never knew that about you. And they say to you, that's because you never listen. How many times we all hear that? That's because you never listen. You notice something about a friend that you know for 4 or 5 years, and they end up saying that's because you never listen. That's true. It's because we never listen. We never really listen. And I'm telling you that when you're confirming somebody's point, you have to listen. When you're confirming somebody's problems to them, you have to listen. When you're confirming somebody's dreams to them, you have to listen. You have to open up the ears and hear what they're saying. You have to stop and listen and hear what they say. And then what happens after that is you become aware now. You ever notice when you're talking to that very same friend and you never noticed something about them? Oh, I didn't know you were depressed, or I didn't even know you miscarried that baby. I didn't know. I didn't know that you were having nightmare dreams. I didn't know. Right? You become aware now of a person's attitude, their outward expression. You become aware now of a person's outward expressions of their attitude and things that they go through, and you see little subtleties, and you're like, man, this person is acting out. They're acting out. What are they acting out from? Things that you finally go to them and say, what's wrong? And when you stop to listen, you finally become aware of what's really wrong. And I'm telling you that you must stop to listen to be aware of things. And then you become aware of your surroundings, and you become aware of yourself. Because what happens when you confirm somebody else's dreams, think of it like this. I always tell people, when you're confirming somebody else's dreams, think of it like it's 2 sets of doors. Before you walk into it, when you walk into a building, you have 1 set of doors, right? And right beyond that first set of doors, there's another set of doors. And when you open that first set of doors, you look behind you, there's a person walking up behind you. Well, you're then going to hold that door open for them, right? But what happens when they pass the first set of doors that you're holding open for them? They then get the second set of doors and hold them open for you. What I'm saying is, when you confirm somebody else's dreams, when you open doors for somebody else, they in turn open doors for you. And that's how this is how you start to affirm things in your life, which will be our next one, affirmation, affirming. But that's what comes from confirmation, affirmation. You start to say to yourself, whoa, if I can tell this person that they can have their dreams and live their lifestyle, then surely I can believe what I have going on for me. That comes from affirming it. But that's another day. We're going to stay on confirming. And when you confirm somebody's dreams to them, you start to notice, and when you open doors for them. See, when you open doors for someone else, they in turn open doors for you. That open doors for you. My point is, when you give to somebody a lending ear, when you give to somebody a helping hand, when you give to somebody a step up in life, what happens is you're opening a door for them. And when they get beyond that first set of doors, they're going to open that second set of doors for you. And then you start to notice some things coming into your life. I'm telling you this is true because it's happened to me, it's happening to me, and it continues to happen to me. I continue to open doors for people, and then in turn, doors get open for me. And you know what I'm talking about. But when I say psychological, your psychological emotions, right? That's what happens to you in the mind, and it happens in you though. Right? It's not, see, I read a quote that says, it's not about what happens to you or what happens, it's not about what happens to you, it's about what happens in you. It's not about what happens to you, but about what happens in you. Right? See, things begin to change when you start to change your psychological emotions. Things begin to change when you change your positive thinking, when you start getting in the positive thinking attributes. Because we like to let negativity creep in. And negativity, we all know, is a deadly disease, right? And when you start to load your positive thinking attributes, what happens is you begin to raise your positive mental attitude, outward expressions. You start to express more things. You start to feel more things. You start to be generally happy about more things because you know how to control your attitude. Most people have an attitude of I don't care, or have an attitude of that's not for me, or have an attitude of I don't want to do that, and they wonder why they see no results. I'm telling you, change the positive thinking attributes that you're putting in your head to get a better positive mental attitude outwardly. Things that come out, because outward expressions are the things. Your positive mental attitude are the things that come out. And I'm telling you that if you start to change what you put in, look, garbage in, garbage out. I know some of y'all have heard that before. Garbage in, garbage out. But you want to start to put in good things. Stop thinking the negative thing. Stop thinking the wrong, the bad things. You brain go. You brain going. You are what you think. It says the Bible. A man is as he thinketh. So I'm telling you, what are you thinking? Whatever you're thinking, it's coming out. You know, whatever you're thinking intrinsically is extrinsically expressing itself. And you need to get your positive thinking attributes loaded up. And confirmation is one of them. What I'm saying to you is when you start to confirm other people's dreams, points, you start to confirm people's problems to them, that you're listening to them, you open up the skill of listening for yourself. This is key in the field of communication. But in every field, there's going to need be some communication. And you want to open up your ears to listen to people to gain better communication skills. You know what I'm saying? Because they say 70% of our communication skills are nonverbal. It's all more listening and body language and other things like hand gesturing, or I guess that's part of body language. But yeah, 70% of our communication skills are nonverbal. And some of that is listening, not talking. I challenge you guys, okay? I'm going to challenge you. So I'm going to challenge you to something. I challenge you one full day to just listen to somebody else, right? Listen to other people. I challenge you one full day. And I'm not talking, don't talk, right? I know at work you might have to talk. I know to your children you might have to talk. But I'm talking about when your friend calls you, when your mom or your dad calls you, when your husband or wife calls you, when somebody's calling you just to talk, or you're calling somebody else so just to talk. Take the time, take the opportunity and listen to them. Don't talk. Just ask somebody, tell me about the things you want. Tell me about your problem. Tell me about your life. Tell me about what's going on with you. When you ask how somebody's doing, really mean it. How are you doing? Like, how are you doing? I really want to know, like, seriously, how are you doing? Because I want to listen and know if I can help in any area. And what happens is you become aware of that person. You might not have known something about a person you know for 5 years. You just never took the time to listen. So stop for a moment and open your ears. Confirmation. Confirm somebody when they're talking. Confirm what somebody's talking about. Confirm it. Because say, yes, I hear you. Yes, here you are. Yes, that's true. Yes, and just listen to them. Listening, already you're confirming that person just by listening to them. They say, oh, this person is listening to me. He or she is definitely hearing what I'm saying. And then you become aware of not just what the person is, things you've missed out on that person. You become aware of your surroundings. You become aware of things you never even noticed before. Yeah, I never even noticed that sign over there. Or I never even noticed that was sitting there that whole time. That's because you stopped to listen. Even if you're not listening to somebody, you're just listening to the quietness, the silence. You start to notice more things. You become aware. Things start to happen around you and you start to see it more. Alright? Hey, confirm somebody's dreams today. Confirm somebody's lifestyle. Confirm it to them. Let them feel important. Make them feel good. Alright? And then you will become aware of a whole lot more. Alright? Hey, I'll come back with the next series of affirmation. Dig deeper to go higher. to live your higher calling and purpose in this life. Peace out.